Y'all put on up. Young man, pull up.
Let's keep that in.
All right. We're back, part 2. Lifeline's 19 states in 19 days. This is the part 2 where we talk about the churches. But first, before we get started, I want to talk one more. We've already given our fun moments, but I want fun moment part 2, point 2.0. Forward, what would you say? What sticks out second most in your mind?
Well, Herbie, sounds like you've got something.
Well, I was just going to say, we had done this map, and we had these unlocked videos. And, they kept kind of growing each and every time. Because, the very beginning in Washington, we literally just recorded you sticking the state of Washington. And then by Wyoming, we had Rob coming in like a cowboy. Moseying up to put Wyoming in. And it just kept getting bigger, more exciting, a little bit more crazy. And I actually really enjoyed the one we did choosing Texas.
Yeah, that one was fun.
It was fun. And then we ended up learning that it was the #1 song in the nation. And I think actually my kids have now told me that it was one of the longest running #1 tracks in the nation.
Wow.
For a long, long time.
I didn't know that.
It got to appear in our Unlocked video, choosing Texas.
I think we're to thank for that.
Yeah,
It probably had quite an uptick when
I
we
think
played
it really
that.
did.
When
Yeah,
those
you're
120
welcome,
likes we got, nailed
What's
it.
her name? Lainey? What's
Ella?
Are you talking about Ella Langley?
Ella Langley?
Ella Langley.
You're welcome, Ella.
Call her Laney.
I'm sorry.
She's from Alabama, man.
I'm sorry, Ella. Lela, if you're listening to this.
It's not Lela. Just stop talking
But,
about it.
when we did it, you actually were wearing a Patriot Mobile shirt.
I sure was. They had us covered all across the nation with their Wi-Fi mobile hotspot and a iPhone 17. I was going to say 7, but that's not possible.
Nope.
17 Pro. That's so we got like a day into this thing with all these big cameras, and I think I had more luggage than
100%.
literally a convoy
so much
across the
luggage.
desert on the Sahara Desert.
My luggage plus Ford's luggage was not even the amount of your luggage.
The only thing I was missing was a camel to ride across the desert on. And so I brought all this equipment thinking we were going to use it. And, well intended, because Ryan Trahan's 19 states in 19 days
He had a drone.
he had drones out, and he had big cameras, and he had documentary videography. What he didn't do was anything in the states other than just hang out with his wife.
And he had a whole editing
I was
team.
hanging out with you two with with a team of 2 here, getting very fast service from Patriot Mobile transfer speeds at that. But other than that, we didn't have all the resources. And so having 14 events in every state kind of limited our ability. So we switched to the phone.
Yeah, and that's what we realized going into this is 4D got the idea from Ryan Trahan. And then looking back at it, they were going to a very nice Airbnb.
Very nice.
That they were ranking, having a nice dinner or lunch at a famous place, and then spending time with his wife. Now, I don't want to limit that he was taking a lot of video, and we saw
it was
that.
50 days.
It was 50 days.
I don't see the difference, Herbie. It sounds exactly the same as what we did.
But we also went to a church, a PRC, had alumni meetings, had fundraisers, and it was a lot to get in there.
Yeah, really. I mean, honestly, Ryan's was kind of weak sauce based on what we did. But
well, Ryan, I know you're probably watching this too.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't mean that.
Sure,
you're awesome.
I think they actually cut us out from tagging him in videos after like day 4, so that was awesome.
Actually,
No, I think he did. But I think we got out of jail like 3 days left, so Michigan got a Trahan.
Got a Trahan
tag,
comment.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But so before we talk about all the serious stuff, I do think it is important that we do remember a couple of those things. So you said, what did you just say? What was your other thing? Oh, you said
The State Unlocked videos.
those were amazing.
Those were fun.
That was the most fun.
A fun fact is, where were we in, where I pulled my hamstring?
That was Arkansas.
Oh,
It was
gosh.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was the one, if you guys saw it, I was running. I was,
I don't know if we want to call that running.
okay.
It was something.
I was falling down the hill. And
were trying-
you can see if
you were running. Dude, you were sprinting.
If you can see the moment where the hamstring goes. And I almost ate cement right there, but it was that was fun.
Yeah, we did a quick detour on the way back to our Airbnb in Bentonville to stay that night, and Ford was running down the hill at the stadium, and it was a thing. If you haven't seen it, it's still probably on our social somewhere.
Yeah.
The 19 and 19 story. So go check it out. For me, I think somebody already said riding 90 miles an hour down a red dirt road with Matt. That was so much fun. I think that those first few days of the trip, we were fresh, but I'm going to go to the other end of the spectrum. It was fun having my family. So, honey, if you're watching this, I love seeing you guys. But and I enjoy the Braves. But that would be an easy answer. True. So I'm going to go 2 states north and go North Carolina. Yeah. And I'm just going to tell you, we had a great time. I think we had been with family. Herbie's family, Ashley stayed with us a couple of more days, and we just. For me, being in North Carolina, seeing everything that's happening there, first of all, at their event, Allie did a fantastic job. Yeah. But then also just spending the evening at one of our regional directors' home with Levacy.
Yeah.
Levacy's home was awesome. She was very accommodating. But it was nice to have a little break do some laundry, relax a little bit. Yeah. That was that moment. So I really do enjoy that. I enjoyed that night so much.
And they have just 3 giant stuffed grizzly bears in there.
Yeah, so Levacy is cool. One. Levacy, I don't think you would necessarily see Levacy and go, I bet that lady has 3 grizzly bears on the wall in her den.
No, you wouldn't.
Much less like an ibex, I think, and like a reindeer, and an elk, crazy. And a moose, and some other things that I probably couldn't even tell you what they were. And we walk in, and that's what it was. And so that was a pleasant surprise, but it was also a fun evening of just conversation, talking about Lifeline, talking about memories, and also just connecting with somebody that we don't get to see all the time. So that was fun. Yeah. Did that a lot though, in a lot of states. So let's talk about it. We connected not only with pregnancy resource centers on this trip, but we connected with the staple, the most necessary common thread of Lifeline, and that's people in the church. Yep. And let's just talk about that. So, we exist to equip the church to bring the gospel to vulnerable children. But how do we see that mission at work on this trip?
Yeah, and not to correct you, but we actually exist to
he's gonna correct
the body of Christ, which is bigger than just a building and a church.
Yes.
It's the individual members of that. And so not only was it really awesome to see the churches. Well, no,
I'm the marketing guy.
And churches. But it was also awesome to see the stories of the families that would come forward and to hear what the Lord was doing in and through their lives. And so I'd love Ford in a minute to tell us about what we saw in Pensacola. But I'll just start to say one of the things that was so impactful for me was to go and to see how many of these families that I've actually followed their story for a long, long time, 23 years. I knew when they either were matched or when they picked up their child. And to hear them talking about how their children were now walking with the Lord. Yeah. It was absolutely amazing. And, not to get into too deep of a story, but there was a church, a house church in China that was caring for kids in our foster home back in the mid 20-teens. And along our time, I was able to actually see 5 kids that literally were dying in their orphanage that were cared for by a local church in China, ultimately adopted by families in 19 states. We're actually in all 50 states, but to be able to see 5 of those kids and to know they were walking with the Lord, they were doing well. Every time a family came up and said, my son or my daughter was from Swashi, and to see how a little church in China had cared for this child so that a church member, part of the body of Christ, could love that child and disciple that child. It really was the embodiment of our mission.
Yeah. And then to go to Pensacola, I mean, my goodness. So we got to meet as a last minute meeting with Pastor Rick there. Rick Hazlip in Pensacola. And I mean, y'all, it was just one of the most incredible meetings I've ever had. And so really what happened was this church, Adopted Families Count, which is our parent coaching class program that we implement through churches. And they've been doing it for a few years, I think.
Well, like 6 or 7.
6 or 7, and then he made it a point to tell us, like, no, you don't understand. Like, Lifeline's Families Count is the reason why we're doing all this other stuff. And all this other stuff includes a biblically based anger management course that they have now developed, kind of in the style of Families Count. And then they are essentially redefining how child welfare is done through the local church in Pensacola. I mean, it is unbelievable what they're doing.
And it's being noticed by
yeah.
It's being noticed by other states too, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. But I mean, even when he said that they're now getting the first call when the state is thinking about picking a child up from their home.
Yeah.
And that they're actually doing those investigations.
It's unbelievable.
A
A church.
It was amazing.
It was cool to see. I mean, you know, our long-term vision here at Lifeline is to see the church take over child welfare. I mean, that's it is James 1:27 is a church's job to care for the widow and the orphan. And so to see that church in Pensacola doing that, I mean, more than what I ever even thought was possible. It was so encouraging. It all started with Families Count. And so it was cool for me. Again, first time stepping into PRCs, we talked about last week. First time stepping into a lot of these like really strong church partners of ours to see how Lifeline really does equip the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to these vulnerable children.
And Rob, I mean, not to put you on the spot, but you got to see that too firsthand on our very first date in Washington with all of our foster families that were there, as you got to video them and get their stories. And that was just another way that we saw the church reaching out by fostering. So it was adoption, it was through our community outreach programs, but then it was also through foster care.
Yeah, and I mean the families that were there, I just you see it here where we are in Birmingham a lot, and you know that it's happening out there. But to see the actual families who have been called to fostering children, and then also being called to adopt those children through foster care, it was absolutely one of the coolest things to see how their family, the legacy of that child's family, is changed forever because of families that are selfless and do that. And I think to start there in Washington, I'll be honest, I know that Washington was our second licensed state. I had no idea what Melissa and her team are doing out there. And it's incredible to see. Even though we got our magnets stolen out there somehow, our magnet from our van was gone.
From the state
office. And that Airbnb was fantastic. We had some incredible neighbors at our Airbnb. It was everything that I hoped that it would be to start this trip. And then if you happen to be, probably not, but if you happen to be in this moment headed to it's 4 a.m. and you're watching this, it's very... Just now waking up, rubbing your eyes, and you're getting to the to the rental car kiosk, the toll booth at Spokane Washington Airport. If there's a guy named Terry there, make sure you pull on up. You pull on up, and if he does this to you, just do it, okay? Just don't ask questions. Don't get an attitude with him like me and Herbie did. Just do it, and then he'll tell you to kindly. He'll say, "Put your keys in the car and don't lock it." And make sure, remember, don't lock it, young man. And if you do that, you're good. But tell him we said, hey, if you're there. So many other people, so many people that we met, so many opportunities we had just to laugh. Yeah. I think even going, one thing I was going to say, that Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, first of all, what a delightful town. But second of all, the families that we met at that pizza event that night, cool. There were so many people that showed out in Kentucky. And, you know, we had just been to Tennessee and had a great event there. So I wish we had all the time to tell you what we learned. But I'm going to say one of the church all-stars, I'd have to say was, what's the name of church in Texas? Why am I going blank?
Fielder Church.
Fielder Church. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was unreal.
We had an incredible experience in Texas, and that morning where we got to spend with Fielder Church and do a stand for orphans there was fantastic. And so every single state showed out in their own way, and I felt like we got a taste of that state, and it really was great perspective on everything.
And we really did see firsthand the body of Christ in those 19 states in their own specific way manifesting the gospel orphans and multiple children.
Yep. And I think we hit 23 states because we did while Herbie was meeting with the mayor of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. With Ken Smith, we hit Minnesota, we hit Nebraska, and we hit Iowa.
We sure did.
So we had a few other states that we definitely don't have offices in yet. So, but if you're watching this and you're with a church, because that's what this podcast was supposed to be about, is how the church can get involved. Go to lifelinechild.org. Reach out to your state director. You can find your state director on there. Your state director can plug in you or your church collectively. and then maybe you can join one of our Lifeline frontline meetings.
Yeah. What if I live in a state? If I look for my state director and we don't have an office there, what should I do?
If you don't have an office, you can still go to lifelinechild.org and reach out to us, get involved in
Frontline.
the frontline,
right.
and we can put you on either. We can help you get something started in your state, or we can at least connect you with a state director that might be over that state or something that's close to get your church involved. Because so many of the things that we do, you don't necessarily even have to be licensed to be a part of our church outreach program. So, guys, I know we were ready for it to be over when it came. And I know we say we probably won't ever do 19 states in 19 days again, but it was really fun.
It's fun to talk about.
And it's fun going down memory lane.
It is.
And if we had a third part podcast, I think we could fill it pretty quickly as well.
Well, we could, but I'm pretty sure they're going to hear samplings of this every week.
Yeah, and that's what's cool is make sure you smash the like button.
That's right.
And make sure that you follow us on socials because we have so much when you're and the notification. Because when you go on a trip like this, you get so much content. And so much content that you can't contextualize to people who might be here at the office doing the work. So we've got so much content that we're going to show you. You're going to meet Rick Hazlett. You're going to meet some of these families in Washington who fostered. You're going to meet so many people that we got to know on this trip. And I think you're going to see how fun getting involved with Lifeline can be and how fulfilling it can be, and really how mission-minded we really are in every single state. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next installment of the Defender Podcast.
Awesome.
Right, Frank. Anyway, all right. Well, that was good. Enjoyed it. That was a.
You're still recording.
Oh yes, we are.
It's fun to think about. It feels like a long time ago.
It's
what we didn't do.
been 19 days. More than 19 days now.
Has it really? That's weird. That is hard to believe.
You know what we didn't bring up?
By the way, our mission statement is the body of Christ.
I know that.
And it's been a lot of print stuff lately. I've had to correct it.
Is it not?
It's been church a lot. We got to get that vernacular out of our architect.
Okay, well, I know what it is, but yeah, I'm sorry.
And the reason is just because
That was really good for me to say that like the way I did and be wrong. It's the marketing director.
no, but it is important.
I know. I know it is.
Because then adopted families are like, oh, like, you know, we're at my church.
Well, and that's where that was on me for being. Our whole reason for existing is to equip the church.
I thought it worked out well.
Yeah, it was great.
No,
No, not at all.
No, it was not. I didn't feel
Funny, if anything.
targeted. So what we didn't do, we did not. I missed it. And that's why I'm recording right now because I might insert it. One of my favorite moments was all 19 moments that we got to wait on forward at the bathroom. The part of the reason for me.
Well, that's the real thing about the pregnancy
Outtakes time.
center.
Yeah.
Is that literally he went to the bathroom at every single one. Towards the middle of it, we actually said, "Can you just go ahead and slip him for pregnancy test?"
So at one point we thought, well, there has been an immaculate conception.
Something's going on.
I know, but then by number 9 or 10, I was like, well, I just gotta keep it going at this point.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
So then everything was
strictly for the- strictly for the
church.
church.
At the end, I was like, "Hey, you gotta go to the bathroom."
Well, okay, so there's that, but there's also his, what I would say, supernatural ability to sleep anywhere, especially in the van. Like sleeping upright in a van,
It's true.
it was.
He legitimately can sleep at any time.
I think I have narcolepsy. I really do.
But yeah,
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to go to the bathroom and take a nap.